So when we think about going in through the heart, one of the first things we think about is personal books. So I want to tell you a story of how effective that can be. So I had a new student come in. He was 11 years old, couldn't read. On top of having Down syndrome, he had OCD, and his particular obsession was for 911. Anything that had to do with 911, emergencies, hospitals. He would walk into his lesson every week and tell me, my mom's in the hospital, which he never was, but he was fascinated with hospitals. So I decided, since that was the only thing he cared about, that I was going to make personal books for him about 911 till the cows came home. I didn't care how long I had to do that, but I knew that was the way into this child's heart. So I made all of these books, downloading pictures of blood pressure cuffs and gurneys and wheelchairs and all these things that he just loved. So it worked fine. So he's starting to learn to read, and we're going along reading this pile of personal books, very, very simply made, every week. And then one day, we read through those books, and then he suddenly says to me, he points to a pile of the other books that I had from the rest of my students, and he said, "Those." I said, "Thomas, you want to read those books?" "Yes." So I brought those books over, several of them, and we're reading through them, right? And then he pushes back and he says, "More." I said, "You want to read more?" But that was it. Thomas was off and running. And his mother called me the next week, and she was so excited. And she said, "You'll never believe the books that Thomas brought home from the school library. A book on Native Americans and volcanoes." And that was it. We never went back to 911 after that. Thomas read all kinds of different books. So